was 4 and didn't read until he was 7, leading his teachers to think he was mentally handicapped. His failures didn't deter him. Instead, they propelled him to develop the theory of relativity and win the Nobel Prize in physics. Last but not least, let's look at Steve Jobs. He was famously fired from Apple, the company he co-founded. Many thought it was the end of his career, but Jobs saw it as a chance to start anew. He once said, "I didn't see it then, but it turned out that getting fired from Apple was the best thing that could have ever happened to me." He went on to found Next and Pixar, and eventually returned to Apple, leading it to become one of the most valuable companies in the world. These are but a few examples of individuals who, despite facing failures, didn't let them define their lives. Instead, they learned from their mistakes, got back up, and pushed forward. They used their failures not as a reason to give up, but as motivation to strive for even greater heights. Their stories are proof that failure doesn't define you. It's how you bounce back that matters. Embracing failure might sound counterintuitive, but it's a crucial mindset shift on the path to success. Now you might be wondering, why should I embrace failure? Isn't it something to be avoided at all costs? Well, let's think about it this way. Imagine you're learning to ride a bike. You don't just hop on and start pedaling flawlessly. No, you wobble, you fall, you scrape your knees. But each time you fall, you learn something new: how to balance, how to steer, how to pedal. And eventually you're riding that bike like a pro. That's exactly how failure works. It's not a sign of incompetence, but rather a sign that you're pushing your boundaries, learning and growing. Each failure provides valuable lessons and opportunities for growth. It's like a free masterclass in resilience and grit. When we embrace failure, we fundamentally change our relationship with it. Instead of fearing it, we start to see it as a natural part of the process. We start to see it not as a setback, but as a platform for improvement and innovation. Failure becomes a stepping stone, not a stumbling block. So how do we do this? How do we start embracing failure? Well, it starts with changing our perspective. Instead of viewing failure as something negative, we need to see it as an opportunity for learning and growth. Instead of dwelling on what went wrong, we should focus on what we can do better next time. Remember, the most successful people in the world didn't get there by avoiding failure. They got there by embracing it, learning from it, and using it as a fuel to push them further. They saw each failure as a chance to improve, to innovate, and to come back stronger. So the next time you face a setback, don't let it discourage you. See it as an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to become a better version of yourself. So don't shy away from failure. Instead, learn from it and let it propel you forward. Now that we've embraced failure, it's time to use it as a stepping stone to success. So, how do we go about doing that? The first step is to cultivate resilience. Resilience isn't just about bouncing back from a setback. It's also about growing from challenges. When you encounter failure, instead of letting it knock you down, use it as a learning experience. Ask yourself, what can I take away from this? The lessons you learn from failure can be more valuable than those from success. Secondly, persistence is key. Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb, famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." His persistence led him to his groundbreaking invention. There's a certain power in persisting despite the odds. In fact, failure often occurs when people give up just before they're about to succeed. So keep going, keep trying, keep pushing. Thirdly, maintain a positive attitude. This might sound cliché, but it's really important. A positive attitude can change your perspective on failure. Instead of seeing it as a devastating blow, you'll see it as an opportunity for growth. You'll start to view failure as not the opposite of success, but a part of the journey to success. Now, let's talk about risks. Many of us fear failure so much that we avoid taking risks. But the truth is, the greatest achievements often come from taking risks. Every time you take a risk and fail, you're actually one step closer to success. So don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone. Lastly, learn from your mistakes. Each failure is a lesson in disguise. It's an opportunity to learn, grow, and improve. The more you fail, the more you learn. And the more you learn, the closer you get to success. So, embrace failure. Use it as a stepping stone to success, because in the end, it's not about how many times you fall, but how many times you get back up. Remember, the road to success is paved with failures. Each one is a stepping stone, bringing you one step closer to your goal.